So why are Trump polls numbers are down? Trump poll numbers are down because the Republicans and the Democrats want you to believe they're down. Now, the fact of the matter is that they have no idea that there's a hidden poll number out there. There's a group of people, and I'm talking about blacks, Latinos, Asians, white Americans, all kinds of Americans of every stripe are hiding the fact that they're voting for Donald Trump. Period. So there's your answer. Here we're looking at the Ingram angle on Fox News. And the question is, why are Donald Trump's numbers down?
32% approval rating in a recent poll. I guess it was the Monmouth poll. Other polls show the president in 30s. Sometimes he gets up to the high 30s. Why do you think, at least now, he hasn't gotten, so far, he hasn't gotten the credit for the dereg he's done, for the tax cut, obviously, that everybody's going to get in the new year, the judges on the federal appellate court, record pace for putting judges on the courts? Why is the number still so low, and how do you get that number up?
Because you can't get that number up. You see, when you have the pollsters and the people who are running the industry who want Trump to seem like he's failing, they're going to keep those numbers down. And even if they do go up, you will never get the full sense of the full number because the Trump voters actually figured it out. They're playing the media like Trump plays the media. They're going to go out there and they're going to answer these posters questions. And they're going to say, yeah, I don't like Trump. Nah, I'm not going to vote for him. So, but deep down inside, they're going to go behind closed doors and they're going to vote for Trump and they're going to laugh their way all the way back as Trump wins the next election. If these posters don't get it now, they're really never going to get it. And they're going to fail in each time. You're going to have a person who's going to come harder than Trump next time if they don't get this as soon as possible. And I'm not really sure if I want them to get it. You know, you got a president who's actually being attacked on both sides. You got the Democrats attacking him, the Republicans attacking him, the CIA attacking him, the FBI is attacking him. You got people who just don't like him, you know, the voters who just don't like him. And you got people inside of his cabinet who are going after him. You got people paying women to tell Trump, to say that Trump sexually harassed him. You got all these things happening, and yet he's still getting these things done. That's what's so amazing about it. That's what's impossible about it. I don't think there's any president who has to deal with something like this before. So many forces going against him, but yet he's still getting things done. He's still working 24 hours around the clock. He's still doing all these things, even though he's being attacked. So, in the end, no, his poll numbers may not go down, but that's not what worries the people who vote for Trump. They already know why his poll numbers are down.
Look, I think a lot of the times the reason the numbers might be lower than they probably really are is because people aren't getting all of the facts. They're not getting...
No. It's not because we're not getting all the facts. We know we're not going to get all the facts. We already get it. People who voted for Trump know the facts are not coming. And as a matter of fact, anything that comes is probably false or fake news. So we know that. But we also know that when we're out there, when Trump voters are out there and they're getting polled, they can't reveal themselves because they'll be called names. They'll be called racist. They'll be called sexist. Those weapons that the Democrats use and the Republicans use, by the way. The Republicans and the Democrats have used these tactics forever. They've always worked until now. So people are so fed up. And by the way, this doesn't happen with Trump. This happened with the Minuteman Project. This happened way before the Tea Party. Trump is just a manifestation of all those things. And Trump figured it out during certain elections when he was going for different candidates and his candidate didn't go through. He learned that it has zero to do about Trump. Has more to do with what Trump represents. So in the end, it really doesn't matter what the poll numbers are. As a matter of fact, let's look at if I look up some Trump news. I'm just gonna put Trump news in there and see what comes up. First of all, right off the bat, you see here you have Trump lawyer Mueller improperly obtained transition document in Russia probe. Yeah, we all knew that. See, most people in the media and most people out there who are not Trump voters are trying to figure this Mueller investigation out. But let me tell you exactly what Trump voters believe. and what Trump voters know. And no news organization and no poll is going to change that. That Trump voters know that this whole Russian investigation is just to take down Trump. There is nothing you can say and nothing you can do to change that. Here's another thing Trump voters know. This whole sexual harassment thing. They're not playing the game. They know that there was no sexual harassment with Donald Trump, that Donald Trump, like probably 98% of all men in the world, talked dirty with other men. And here's the weird thing about this whole thing. People want to talk about Donald Trump on the tape. But the guy who was actually recording was smiling and laughing and stuff like that. If he was so appalled, why didn't he stand up for it then? I mean, he could at least feign like he was appalled and say, you know what, man, I don't really talk that way. And then see what happens. See if Donald Trump would have continued, because that's how guys talk. Now, here's the thing. If guys didn't talk that way, and if guys didn't think that way, not that all guys are doing those sort of things, because that's obviously not true. But if guys didn't think or talk that way, you wouldn't have the #1 website. The #1 industry in this world is porn. Now, I can tell you this for a fact. That's not women. There are a small group of women who watch porn. There's a small group of women who are buying sex toys and all this other stuff. It's mostly men. Okay? So that's behind closed doors too. And I'm sure everybody up there on the Hill do not want that to come out. So let's look at this whole other thing with okay, so let's look at not the sex thing, and then let's look at the whole race thing right here. So you have now the Democrats also take the race card. They take the race thing, and really what they cover up for, what they mess up, the way they mess up, they call everybody a racist. So they call Trump a racist with no proof whatsoever. They just throw the word out there. Before, see, racist actually meant something before. But now, again, what Trump voters know for themselves, and no one can tell them otherwise, is that racist means I don't like you and I want you to resign. It has nothing to do with race. And there's nothing you can do to convince Trump voters otherwise, because you've called it so many times. You've exhausted the word in weird, ridiculous situations, because you use the word racist, and then when we look into it, it finds out that it's not racist at all. And so we realize that the news is actually fake. So sexist, when there is real rape out there in the news media, in the media period, when there's real rape out there, the Democrats jump on it and they find there are fake rape people to get the people they don't like. When there's real racism out there, they find the fake racism and point it to the people they don't like in order to get them out of there. And they've done that so often that now people figured it out and they're tired. And so, yes, Donald Trump's poll numbers are going to be down because they know, #1, you're going to call them a sexist. And #2, you're going to call them racist. #3, you're going to call them misogynist. The problem that they ran into is that this is one guy who is not putting up with it. When he knows he's not something, he will tell you to your face and keep doing the same thing.